A lovely good evening and welcome to Camnet TV main news today, the 27th of August in the year 2026. Let's now take a look at the news headlines. LAS demands accountability over 3-day court closure. MANO petitions High Court over Zambezi Central election result. Police question MUNDUBILE and MAKEBI ZULU over national security investigations. In international news, death toll from Algeria's wildfires raises to 12 and dozens injured. In sports news, young CHIPOLOPOLO begin road to 2027 Under-20 AFCON. Join us for these and many more stories after the break.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Camnet TV main news now showing on Top Star channel 106, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube and on the Kenstream app. With the main news in detail, I'm Tapelo Joe Smata. The Law Association of Zambia, LAS, has called for accountability over the 3-day closure of courts and court registries, warning that the disruption may have affected people seeking urgent legal remedies. LAS President Arnold Kaluba welcomed the reopening of courts and registries across the country, but said the move alone did not address the consequences of the interruption of judicial services between Monday, August 24, and Thursday, August 27. Speaking at a media briefing in Lusaka today, Mr. Kaluba said LAS had engaged the judiciary to establish the circumstances surrounding the closure, including its reasons, scope, duration, and the authority under which it was effected. He said the association also sought clarification on measures put in place to ensure continued access to justice for people whose rights and legal remedies required urgent judicial intervention. However, Mr. Kaluba said LAS had not yet received a meaningful and comprehensive explanation from the judiciary. Mr. Kaluba said the closure could have affected accused persons seeking bail, people challenging unlawful detention or rights violations, survivors of gender-based violence seeking protection orders, and litigants requiring urgent injunctions.
LAS welcomes the reopening of the courts as it restores access to justice and registry services for the legal practitioners, litigants, and members of the public, and allows court processes, urgent applications, and other judicial businesses to resume as normal. However, we wish as LAS to place on record that the reopening of the courts today does not by itself resolve the serious issues arising from the 3-day interruption of access to judicial services. It is therefore necessary for LAS to speak today soberly, constructively, and firmly, because access to justice is too important to be treated as an administrative matter. Over the last couple of days, the association has made frantic efforts to engage the judiciary and to obtain clarity regarding the circumstances surrounding the closure. We sought to understand the reasons for the closure, its scope and duration, the authority pursuant to which it was effected, and importantly, what measures, if any, were put in place by the judiciary to ensure continued access to justice for persons whose rights and legal remedies required urgent judicial intervention. Regrettably, we have not received the meaningful and comprehensive explanation that the circumstances required. We have also taken note of the public statement from State House indicating that the executive did not sanction or direct the closure of the court. We have no reason at this stage to doubt that credible assertion. Our immediate concern is the effect of the closure on litigants and legal practitioners generally.
Ruling United Party for National Development UPND Zambezi Central parliamentary candidate Dennis Kayombo MANO has petitioned the Lusaka High Court challenging the outcome of the August 18 general election in the newly created constituency. Mr. MANO, who polled 7,816 votes, is challenging the election of independent candidate Raphael Kayombo Ngimbu, who was declared winner after securing 8,336 votes. Mr. MANO alleges that violence, intimidation and interference with the electoral process compromised the election and made it neither free nor fair. Speaking shortly after filing the petition, Mr. MANO said he had cited Mr. Ngimbu as the respondent. He said he had not cited the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, because his grievances primarily concerned alleged acts of violence and intimidation which he attributed to Mr. Ngimbu. Mr. MANO cited the alleged theft and destruction of a ballot box, saying a presiding officer announced the incident during the election. He also alleged that voters at Lwampunga Primary School were stoned and claimed that about 1,200 voters were prevented from voting because of intimidation. Mr. MANO further alleged that the ward chairman for Kashonarimpungu ward was handcuffed for several hours on Wednesday by a named traditional leader in Zambezi West. He claimed that some election agents were chased away from a polling station before they could sign the required electoral documents. Mr. MANO also alleged that people threw stones at another polling station as voters queued to cast their ballots. He has asked the High Court to consider the alleged irregularities and determine whether the election result should stand. The petition places the Zambezi Central parliamentary election among the contests facing legal scrutiny following the August 18 general election.
We are here to petition the results of Zambezi Central constituency, in which we have sued the respondent, only Raphael Kayombo Ngimbu. I have decided to remove the Electoral Commission of Zambia as a respondent into these proceedings because we feel that there's nothing wrong that was done, but most of the intimidation, the violence was perpetrated by the respondent. So we are here to file this matter, and I think our lawyers were filing it right now. And once it's done, we'll officially communicate that our petition has been successfully filed. To confirm that we have successfully filed in our petition for the Zambezi Central seat. So right now, we are just trying to find the whereabouts of the respondent so that we save with him in the document. The only thing I would like to ask the people of Zambezi Central constituency, let them to be calm. We don't want anyone to start attacking one another. We are going to seek the justice that we want to have in the court of law. There are processes that are challenging about the violence, the intimidation which happened in Zambezi. We want to seek precedents in Zambezi to show that during elections, people are supposed to conduct themselves in a good manner, whereby all of us are supposed to abide by the laws of this country. So we'll keep you posted on how the which place the matter will be held. If it's to be here in Lusaka or it will be held in Solwezi, we are going to update the nation and the people of Zambezi Central. And I would like to say thank you very much for your support, and thank you to everyone.
Police have taken National Restoration Party for National Unity and Prosperity NRPUP presidential candidate Brian Mundubile and his running mate MAKEBI ZULU for questioning over alleged activities authorities say could threaten national security. Police spokesperson Godfrey Chilabi confirmed that the two opposition leaders were handed over to police and are currently undergoing interviews by a team of law enforcement officers. Mr. Chilabi said the lawyers representing Mr. Mundubile and Mr. Zulu are present during the questioning. He said police will issue an official statement after completing the interviews. The questioning follows summons issued to Mr. Mundubile and Mr. Zulu as part of investigations into activities police believe have the potential to undermine national security. The two opposition leaders had been under the protection of the United Nations in Lusaka before being handed over to police. Police have not yet disclosed the specific allegations being investigated. The Action Institute for Policy Analysis Center, IPAC, has called for stronger protection of the dignity of the presidency following the circulation of videos showing young people allegedly using insulting language against President Hakainde Hichilema. IPAC Executive Director Solomon Goma said the conduct threatened the dignity of national institutions and risked undermining values of respect, discipline and national unity. Mr. Ngoma said the presidency represented more than the individual occupying State House, describing it as a symbol of national unity, sovereignty and the collective will of Zambians. He said political differences were normal in a democracy but should not translate into conduct that demeaned the institution of the presidency. IPAC expressed particular concern over videos in which young people allegedly insult the president, saying some adults appearing in the recordings could be heard laughing and encouraging the behavior. Mr. Ngoma urged parents, guardians and community leaders to stop involving children in political insults, arguing that such conduct could damage the values being passed on to the next generation.
The presidency is not merely about the individual who occupies the office. It is an embodiment of national unity, sovereignty, and the collective will of the people. While differences of opinion and political debate are natural in a democratic society, the institution of presidents must remain above partisan divisions. It is the cornerstone of our governance system and deserves respect from all citizens, regardless of political affiliation. It is therefore troubling to witness the circulation of videos in which young people are recorded using deeply insulting and offensive language directed at the president. Even more disturbing is the fact that some elders present in these recordings are heard laughing and encouraging such conduct. This behavior not only undermines the dignity of the presidents but also erodes the moral fabric of our society. IPAC reminds every Zambian that respect for leadership is a moral responsibility and a civic duty. The presidency is an institution created by us as a people, and it must be safeguarded with honor. When we allow children to be used as instruments of insult and disrespect, we fail in our duty as parents, guardians, and citizens, and such actions compromise the values of respect, discipline, and unity that are essential for growth of our nation. We therefore issue a strong appeal to all those who are in the habit of involving children in potential insults and encouraging them to demean elders. Stop this practice immediately. It is harmful to children and conducive to our culture and dangerous to the unity we must preserve. Political differences should be expressed through constructive dialogue, not through exploitation of young voices for ridicule. Furthermore, IPAC appeals to the Zambia Information and Communications Technology Authority, ZICTA, to take decisive action by closing down social media pages that circulate such offensive videos. This conduct constitutes an offense in itself, as spreading hate speech is prohibited under both national law and international frameworks. According to the United Nations policy, the use of social media to promote violence and abuse or hate speech is a violation of human rights and must be addressed firmly.
The family of former Cabinet Minister Mtoto Kafwaya has declined government's offer to accord him funeral and burial honors reserved for a former Cabinet Minister. These and many more stories after the break.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962-642-490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
For immediate coverage of any breaking or latest news in Zambia and around the world on Camnet television, call the numbers on your screen. Camnet television, bringing to your screens fair news, impartial news, credible and reliable news all the time. Get the whole truth on Camnet World News. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Rainglow, your smart irrigation partner.
Welcome back and thank you so much for joining us on the Camnet News Desk. The main news continues. The family of former Cabinet Minister Mtoto Kafwaya has declined government's offer to accord him funeral and burial honors reserved for former Cabinet Ministers, choosing instead to hold a private funeral. Secretary to a Cabinet Patrick Kangwa said government made the offer in recognition of Mr. Kafwaya's service as Minister of Works and Supply from 2018 to 2019 and Minister of Transport and Communications from 2019 to 2021. However, Mr. Kangwa said the family respectfully declined the offer and opted to make its own funeral arrangements. Mr. Kafwaya, a former Lunte Member of Parliament, died after he was shot during a joint security operation in Lusaka's Kablonga area on August 14, a day after the general election. Police said Mr. Kafwaya was among people found at a residence during the intelligence-led operation, which resulted in an exchange of gunfire. According to police, officers came under fire and resistance from unknown individuals, prompting them to return fire. The operation resulted in the arrest of 11 people in connection with suspected offenses relating to treason. Police also reported recovering several firearms and other equipment from the premises. Mr. Kafwaya's death was later confirmed by Inspector General of Police Gravel Musamba after reports about his whereabouts circulated on social media. His funeral service is scheduled for 14:30 hours today at the at the Tabernacle of David Assembly City Mission Church in Lusaka, where he served as a church elder for more than 20 years. His remains will later be transported to his home village in Lunte for burial. Mr. Kangwa has since urged members of the public to respect the family's decision to hold a private funeral. United, Prosperous and Peaceful Zambia UPPZ leader Charles Chanda has urged farmers to remain patient over delays in receiving payments for maize supplied to the Food Reserve Agency FRA, saying the challenges stem from the introduction of a new payment system. Mr. Chanda said the digital payment system was designed to shorten the waiting period for farmers, with payments expected within 72 hours of maize delivery. He said the system was already processing payments faster than the previous arrangement, under which farmers could wait days or weeks before receiving their money. Mr. Chanda said government had so far paid more than 3.4 billion kwacha to farmers, while the FRA had purchased about 680,000 metric tons of grade A white maize from farmers across the country. He said the initial challenges were normal when implementing a new system and urged farmers not to lose confidence in the government's agricultural programs. Mr. Chanda also reassured farmers that President Hakainde Hichilema remained concerned about their welfare and that of their families. He expressed confidence that government would address the remaining challenges in the agricultural sector after the inauguration.
I wish to take this opportunity to plead with our farmers to be patient with the administration of FRA and the payments that are needed for the farmers. I'm sure everyone understands that coming out of an election and without cabinet being put into place, it is not easy to run smoothly the way things are supposed to be. So all those that have delivered, we are grateful to His Excellency the President that he has committed himself that we want to ensure that farmers are paid timelessly, and this is what is going to happen. So we do hope that patience will be exercised, and we're doing everything possible. This is the reason why we don't want a delay in the inauguration or the swearing in of the president, so that he can be able to set up his cabinet and the team will be up and running to ensure that the country is on track.
State House says Zambia's falling inflation and strong investor demand for government securities are signs that the country's economic reforms are beginning to deliver great stability. Chief Communication Specialist at State House, Clayson Hamasaka, said the annual inflation had dropped to 6.2% in August 2026 from 6.5% in July, bringing it within the Bank of Zambia's target range of 6 to 8%. Mr. Hamasaka said the largest figure represented a significant improvement from the 23% inflation rate recorded when President Hakainde Hichilema took office in
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Did you know that you've got the right to complain against any radio or television broadcast? Did you also know that every radio or television station has an obligation to respond and address your complaints when aggrieved? The first step is to complain to the station not more than 3 months after the broadcast took place. It is expected that the station will respond reasonably to you, that is within 14 days. If not satisfied, then escalate your problem to the Independent Broadcasting Authority.
We're at Mass Media Complex, Ali King Carter Road,
PO Box 32475, Lusaka, or call us on +260 211 250589 or visit our website at www.iba.org.zm.
IBA, promoting ethical and professional broadcasting.
Sincere apologies, dear viewer, for that mix-up in transmission. However, we continue with the main news. State House says Zambia's falling inflation and strong investor demand for government securities are signs that the country's economic reforms are beginning to deliver greater stability. Chief Communication Specialist at State House, Clayson Hamasaka, said annual inflation had dropped to 6.2% in August 2026 from 6.5% in July, bringing it within the Bank of Zambia's target range of 6 to 8%. Mr. Hamasaka said the latest figure represented a significant improvement from the 23% inflation rate recorded when President Hakainde Hichilema took office in 2021. Zamstats had reported a steady decline in inflation during 2026, with the rate falling to 6.5% in July from 6.6% in May and 7.1% in March. Mr. Hamasaka said the latest inflation figures came alongside strong demand at this week's government bond auction, the first since the August 18 general election. He said investors submitted bids exceeding the 6.3 billion kwacha offered by 37%, with particularly strong demand for the 7-year bond. According to Mr. Hamasaka, the yield on the 7-year bond fell by more than 1 percentage point compared with the previous auction, indicating a reduction in the government's borrowing costs. The Bank of Zambia has maintained 6.3 billion kwacha as the auction size for government bonds under its 2026 borrowing program. President Hakainde Hichilema said his administration's priorities in the new term would therefore focus on reducing the cost of living and creating jobs. All this is contained in a statement issued to Camnet News by State House Chief Communication Specialist Clayson Hamasaka. We now go to Chirundu District, where Chirundu Member of Parliament-elect James K. Mwanja has pledged to work with President-elect Hakainde Hichilema and the ruling UPND structures to accelerate development in the constituency. Mr. Mwanja, who contested the parliamentary election as an independent after failing to secure the UPND adoption, said he was ready to put political differences aside and focus on improving the lives of Chirundu residents. He said his priority was to ensure that government development reaches the constituency. He said cooperation between local leadership and the incoming administration would be critical to delivering meaningful development to the people of Chirundu. His pledge signals a shift from electoral competition to cooperation as the newly elected leadership prepares to begin its mandate. Mr. Mwanja said he would focus on working with all relevant structures to advance the interests of Chirundu residents.
The efforts, the vote that you gave to me will resound into a proper development. I want also to assure you that during the time that you've given to me to be an area member of parliament, I will not take you for granted because I understand that power belongs to the people. It is not a simple task to be the first independent member of parliament, for that matter in Southern and Chirundu in particular. So I'm really humbled. I also want to urge all stakeholders to come on board and embrace unity. We want to see a unified constituency. We want to see a Chirundu that is full of unity. I'm talking to the traditional leaders, to our dear parents, to my dear parents, the chiefs, and other traditional leaders. Let us come together and see how best we are going to develop Chirundu. Remember, one Zambia, one nation. I also want to put it on record that I do not belong to any of the chiefdoms, but I belong to Chirundu. Therefore, let's embrace the spirit of oneness. There are also other questions that I've been facing where people want to know my stance even after the victory that I attained as an independent member of parliament. Today I would want to put it on record that I still love UPND. I'm a member of UPND, and therefore I will work with the government well, and I will support the policies that government is trying to implement. I would also want to say congratulations to the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, on the re-election, on the victory that was attained. Mr. President, people have chosen you for the second time because of your good policies, and I want to say congratulations once more. And as an independent member of parliament, I will support the policies. I know you wish to see a better Zambia, and that is my wish too, and the people of Chirundu.
And that particular story takes us to our second set of commercials, but do join us for international and sports news when we come back. Do stay tuned.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms, Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodland, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
Welcome back and thank you so much for still joining us on the Camnet News Desk. And now in international news. Forest fires killed 12 people and injured dozens in northeastern Algeria on Wednesday, the Interior Minister and Civil Protection Authorities said. The toll rose from earlier local media reports of 2 deaths and an unspecified number of injuries in coastal Béjaïa province, around 300 kilometers from the capital Algiers. 5 people were killed in Jijou province, 4 in Béjaïa, and 3 in Tizi Ouzou province, Interior Minister Saïd Sayoud told national television. A further 54 people were being treated for burns, including 6 serious cases at a hospital in Béjaïa, he said. An 8-year-old boy and a 22-year-old woman were among those killed in Béjaïa, a local radio station reported. Here's a roundup of international stories courtesy of Africa News.
Wildfires are tearing through northeastern Algeria, killing 12 people and injuring dozens. 5 people died in Jalel, 4 in Béjaïa, and 3 in Tizi Ouzou. Another 54 people are being treated for burns, including 6 in serious condition. The fires have forced residents from their homes, while firefighters battled 69 blazes, fueled by strong winds. Major highways have also been closed as thick smoke blankets communities. And the threat is growing. Climate change is bringing more intense heat and drought to northern Algeria, making summer wildfires increasingly dangerous. Authorities recorded nearly 2,000 fires nationwide in July alone. Ebola is spreading in eastern DR Congo, and fear and mistrust are putting response efforts at risk. Communities are facing their first Ebola outbreak in years. Health workers say better coordination, stronger communication, and local leaders are at the heart of the response. I believe that to defeat an epidemic, we must place communities at the heart of epidemic management. Communities are not mere spectators watching the epidemic spread or claiming lives. We must make communities our allies. We must reach out to them. We must work with them, and that, I believe, is what is missing. The outbreak is accelerating fast, 5,514 cases and 2,642 deaths. Health workers say treatment centers are critical to the fight. We must not continue to treat treatment centers as something mysterious. We need to demystify the operations of the centers by giving community leaders the opportunity to visit them and see what's happening. The United Nations says more than 260 attacks on health workers have been recorded in just 6 months. 8 health workers have been killed, and the danger is escalating. It's not by attacking the Ebola response teams that the young people are preparing for their future. On the contrary, they are destroying the future by doing so. So if there is resistance, we must remind these young people, who are most often behind these protests, that the Ebola response teams are there to protect the health of the entire population. At this stage, deaths are 7 times higher than during the deadly 2014 to 2016 West Africa Ebola outbreak, which claimed more than 11,000 lives.
International Criminal Court President Tomoko Eken has rejected U.S. accusations against the court and vowed to defend its work after Washington imposed sanctions on her and senior ICC lawyer. The measures freeze any assets they owed in U.S. jurisdictions or that passed through the American financial system. Eken said the accusation that the ICC is a corrupt political organization abusing international law are unfounded. There is simply no truth in the long-standing claims by the United States that the ICC is a corrupt political organization that has abused so-called international law to deprive independent states of their sovereignty, or that I myself have been involved in such activities. The Trump administration has now sanctioned 9 of the ICC's 18 judges, as well as both the deputy prosecutors, the court's former chief prosecutor, and another member of the prosecution office. Washington accuses the ICC of exceeding its mandate by investigating and seeking to prosecute senior political and military officials from countries including the United States and Israel, neither of which is a member of the courts.
And finally, in sports news this evening, Zambia's under-20 national team will begin its quest for a place at the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations when the COSAFA Zone qualifiers kick off in Mauritius next month. The young CHIPOLOPOLO have been drawn in a competitive Group C alongside Malawi, Comoros and Botswana for the tournament scheduled for September 18 to 27. The stakes are high, with the 2 finalists earning qualification to the 2027 CAF Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations, which Ghana will host. Head coach Perry Mutapa will lead Zambia's campaign with the assistance of Masao Sotembo, Sipo Mumbi and Mike Siame as the team seeks to reclaim its place among Africa's leading youth sides. Zambia entered the qualifiers with a strong regional pedigree. The country are record 12-time COSAFA Under-20 champions, making them one of the most successful teams in the competition's history. The young CHIPOLOPOLO also featured at the 2025 Under-20 AFCON in Egypt, where they progressed from Group A alongside South Africa before their campaign ended in the knockout stage. Zambia drew 0-0 with Sierra Leone and Egypt before beating Tanzania 1-0 and drawing 1-1 with South Africa. That experience gives Mutapa's side a platform to build on as they target another continental appearance. Zambia's biggest success at this level came in 2017 when the team won the Under-20 AFCON under coach Beston Chambeshi. CAF records Zambia's 2017 triumph as their first continental title at the group stage. And that sporting item brings us to the end of this edition of Main News on Camnet TV. But before we go, a recap of stories that made headlines. LAS demands accountability over 3-day court closure. MANO petitions High Court over Zambezi Central election result. Police question MUNDUBILE and MAKEBI ZULU over national security investigations. In international news, death toll from Algeria fires rises to 12 and dozens injured. In sports news, young CHIPOLOPOLO begin road to 2027 Under-20 AFCON. We now look at the Camnet verse for the day coming from the book of Lamentations chapter 3 verse 22 to 23. It reads, "It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness." That ends our Bible reading, and that concludes this edition of Main News on Camnet TV. But dear viewer, like always, a gentle reminder that Camnet TV is not just another channel. Now showing on Topstar channel 106, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on the Kenstream app. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Tapelo Joe Smarter. Good evening and God bless.